Chapter 8 details 6 criteria that you want to use when finding sources on the internet. Criteria 1 is really looking at the accountability of the piece. So is the individual or the organization that's responsible for the site really being accountable? Like, has it been updated? Things like that. Second, they talk about accuracy. So you want to make sure that the information is, one, accurate, and then two, the author itself is a credible author. You want to, third, check for objectivity. Many times some of the pieces that you'll find are swayed one way or another because they're sponsored by studies that would sway some individual reader one way or another. So having an objective piece is important, and you want to make sure that the site itself is unbiased. Fourth would be timeliness. So this is important too. Many times when you look at items that you're considering to be a piece of research for your speech, you want to make sure that they're current or there's not anything that contradicts it within the more recent future. Fifth, you want to talk about usability. So when we think about usability, we want to make sure that the actual site is easy to use and there's no fee if you end up using that site. You want to make sure that the actual information is also usable in your speech as well. So is it cumbersome? Is there too many lines of text? Can you narrow it down? Can you use it correctly when you're doing your actual research for your paper or for, in this case, your speech? And then finally, you want to choose diverse items. So your sixth and final point that we're using in order to determine whether or not an item is good for a research paper from the internet is diversity. And that diversity is important because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that, again, it's not biased. You're using different pieces from different articles, journals, internet sources, encyclopedias. There's a plethora of resources available online, and you want to make sure there's definitely diversity within the choices that you make. I hope that's helpful. Thanks.